It's a really nice facility.
Now this sounds more like the typical Harley of today, right? With that native potatoes down there by those. But listen to the engine itself. That's a sewing machine. Hear how smooth and sweet that sounds? So that's a 1939 knucklehead. So after 47, they took the cast iron heads off and they made them aluminum, and they made the motorcycle lighter and they made it faster. So they needed to pump in more oil to the top end so it would lubricate the engine a little bit better. So 1948 for the first time, instead of these rocker boxes, they took off and put larger ones on that looked like your cooking pan. So it got the name Panhead. And from 48 to 1965 was the Panhead era, and that was the biggest era of making the engine run better and more efficient, right? So the most things happened through that era. Here, instead of having the one-piece rigid frame, they put a swing arm on the back and a set of shocks. And now that you have two sets of hydraulic shocks on the motorcycle, they called it the Duo Glide. And that came out in 1958 for the first time. And then in 1965 was the first year for what they called the Electric Glide, where they offered a push-button starter, electric starter, instead of having to pick it all the time. So that was kind of also the era of accessories. So in the early 50s, you know, windshield bumpers, bags, anything to customize it to your own unique style. And then in the mid-50s, they were cutting the fenders off at the hinges and stuff and making bobbers like the red one there. You know what I mean? Cut it down, make it more unique and custom to your own style. And then, you know, even into the 60s where they started putting the shiny chrome front ends and all these chopper motorcycles. Right? There's always that tan head that everybody loved to use because it was the real shiny, nice. Yeah, so in between the knucklehead and the pan head, we had this motor right here. It's the most asked about motor in the whole building. The most asked about motorcycle in the whole building. So 1 year only, in 1942, the U.S. Army sanctioned Harley Davidson to come up with an engine that wouldn't overheat in the North African desert. Now these inline V-twins like these would have never survived. It's hard enough to keep that rear cylinder here in America cool enough, right? So out in the middle of the desert, it was going to die, especially over in Africa for sure. So they looked around and they saw that BMW had the perfect design engine with the opposed cylinders like this. So out in the desert air, you're going to get anything you can get out there is going to cool this engine off. And besides the fact, it's also got a shaft drive as well. So a chain and a sprocket would have been eaten by the sand out in the desert. So they thought that this was going to be the perfect designed engine. So we happened to be at war with Germany at the time, and using the patent against the people we were fighting to use against them, you know, their own product was not against the United States to do. So they allowed Harley Davidson to make 1,000 of these only. In 1942, they called it the Harley Davidson XA. X was for experimental and A was for Army. Now, by the time they built 1,000 of them, sent them over to Africa to be used, the conflict was over. They didn't even need them. They saw no war, no battle, no nothing. So the guys that were over on the base that had, you know, were waiting around to be deployed to go back home, had some cool motorcycles to ride around on and kind of fall in love with because of the experimental part of the motorcycle. So as I was telling you, up until 1952, we had the foot clutch hand shifter on the side of the tank. 10 years before they put it out in production, they put a hand clutch and a foot shifter on this motorcycle for the first time, just like we have today. This is where they tried it. 2 years before this motorcycle was built, Indians put out shocks on the back of their motorcycle exactly like these. So guess where they took that idea from? But that didn't come out until 14 years later in 52 or 58 with the Duo glide. So the 007 we have sitting on the fender here, if you happen to notice, has nothing to do with James Bond. We actually have 4 of them in the building. This is the 7th one of only 1,000 made. Now, these 2 have been civilianized, and this is the most customized civilianized one we've ever come across with all the purple custom paint and the custom chrome parts all over it. They all came olive green with Army garb on them, like we have in our military section, if you happen to see one up there. So that's the 3rd one. Now, the 4th one is upstairs. If you look real close, we have 2 mini race cars stacked on top of each other on the display. And if you look real close at the number 2 car on top, you'll see this opposed cylinder popping through the hood of the car. That's the 4th one somebody cut up and made a race car out of. So, I'm going to start this motorcycle, all right? Just letting you guys know. Now, it doesn't matter who built this motorcycle, you cannot get the German out of it. So you're going to see it's going to sound a whole lot like a Volkswagen. This is half of an old Volkswagen.
So I'm assuming he's priming the engine there, but I don't know. Maybe.
Come on, baby. Here's your goose. Come on, baby. Sound like a Volkswagen?
bought this white motorcycle. It has MWA on it, which stands for Mark Wade Anthony. It was actually some guy who was at like a Harley dealership, and he wanted to make a motorcycle like more efficient for like military. So he just opened up his own development. Like he just like left, opened up his own shop, made this motorcycle. Only one ever made. That was it.
Wow. Now the engine looks interesting. Is that a single cylinder? Looks like it. I don't know.
How many cylinders it is. I just thought that was funny. Like he just opened up his own like plant just for like one motorcycle.
Wow. That's crazy. So he was probably going for a contract and didn't get it. Something like that.
I guess you could read more about it.
Well, I see there's something on this side too.
So the only reason why there's one is because it was turned down by the government.
Okay, yeah, so he was shooting for a contract and didn't get it. There's a knucklehead, obviously.
It's called Hollywood Green.
Hollywood Green. Interesting. Looks like another knucklehead unless I'm slow. But yeah, another knucklehead. Another knucklehead. Another knucklehead. A lot of knuckleheads. Another knucklehead. Another knucklehead. This one's not a knucklehead. I forget what this one's called. Flathead. Maybe. I don't know. What are you learning about now?
Harley snowblower.
Harley snowblower. Let me see it.
I haven't read the whole thing yet.
Is that the thing to the left there?
I think it's this. I don't know if it's that or if it's this.
It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. I'm not sure. I haven't. There you go. So you can click on the different exhibits that you want to explore more of. There's like America's Rarest. And then you can...
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Touch the scroll.
It's cool. outside of the car shifter. You gotta reach outside of the car. Alright, we're heading over to the sandwich shop. We're gonna get some sandwiches. You're making your little art and craft.
Yeah. I'll show you how to do it for the folks at home. So what you want to do, take a straw, you want to fold it in half. And then you rip it in half. Close enough. Then you make like an L. And then you take one, put it behind. And then you just fold it in a pattern. Make sure you crease it as you go. Try to make them straight. Bottom here. Sometimes you can just rip off the end pieces if you don't really want them. Like that, so it looks like a little square. And then you can.
Wow. And my favorite part is bringing them. Cute. Thank you. In a good way. Yeah, you can.
I got the chicken salad with cheesy potatoes.
I got an Italian with cheesy potatoes also. So it's good.